This is an extension of Geometry Lesson 7-2. I realized that some of the problems on the homework for yesterday I didn't really cover, so let me cover those now. So example number 3, point M is the midpoint of A and B, and we don't know what B or where B is. So how do I find B? And if I'm just kind of thinking about this problem logically, if I extend this line between A and M out the same distance, if this distance and this distance are the same, then I've found my answer. So, and that's the general trick that we're finding. Find the total change in x. That's supposed to be a triangle, a delta. The total change in x, find the total change in y, and then do that again. Do that change in y, that change in x, and eventually you'll get your point. So our change in x to get from A to M, I went, if this is my x coordinate of 1, I'm starting to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I went 4 to the right to get from this point 1, 2, 3, 4 to get to M. So my change in x is I go positive 4. My total change in y to get from A to M is I go 1, 2, 3, down 3. So I'm going to say minus 3. Repeat. So this is the total change, I can't spell, total change from A to B, and then we're going to repeat. Starting at M. So if I start at M now, I'm going to go right 4, down 3. So right 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, down 3, 1, 2, 3, and of course I end here, but I could have gone down 3 first, 1, 2, 3, and then right 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Either way, you get the same answer. That is the coordinate of point B. So our answer here is 9, negative 5. 9, negative 5. Let's do example 4 without any graph. So what am I really doing? I'm doing the same things. I have the midpoint, and I have A, and midpoint is M, A is negative 1, 3. How do I find B? Again, you find your total change in x. Total change in x to get from A to B, so I'm kind of going backwards. To get from negative 1 to 4, mathematically, that's saying 4 minus negative 1. You take the second point. In order to find your total change, that's going to be second minus first. Generally, I'm always starting at A and I'm going to M, so my first is A, my second is M, and eventually my third is going to be B, right, in terms of the order in which I'm going to hit these points. So I'm going to say the x-coordinate is 4 minus negative 1. So 4 minus negative 1, and for the denominator, the change in y is, I'm doing second minus first, so 5 minus 3. I don't know, I'm doing a fraction there. Delta y is equal to 5 minus 3. Okay, so the total change in x is, I'm going to add these together because double negative, and this is going to be 5. I had a total change in 5, which makes sense. If I start at negative 1, if I go 5 more, I end up at 4. And if I start at 3, if I go 2 more, then I end up at 5. 2 more. Okay, go ahead and get rid of that. It's going to delete weird things. Okay. So I have the total change, and then again, starting at point M, how much farther do I go? I go another 5 in the x-coordinate, so this 4 is going to, so I'll say B has the coordinates, I start at 4, and I start at 5, then I'm going to add delta x, so plus our delta x, and I'll just write, that's 5, that's our delta x here, and then 5 plus 2, that was our delta y, so our new coordinates are 9, 7, and that's our final answer. Box it. And that concludes the updated version of Geometry Notes 7-2.